space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly.
All right, as the famous Matthew McConaughey once said in a great movie. Do you know which one that is? Let me know if you do. I gotta turn my voice up a little. All right. Listen, we're here yet again. We are back with episode 4. Wow. Flying through these episodes right now. We are doing super well with the with the weekly schedule. 1 week in a row. Nice. Once again, just me, your host, Jake Marcello. But you know, folks, that's okay because I'm going to turn up my voice a little bit more here so I can talk a little bit further away from the microphone. Okay, but that's okay because we had some fun last week. If you were there, we had fun. It's another Sunday night, if you're watching when it initially released, as in this episode. So I'm excited for this one again. You know, I think next episode we're going to have some sort of special guest. I don't know. I'm going to work on something. I'm going to pull some strings. Anyways, we're back with a new episode, and it's going to be similar to the new episode, except, spoiler alert, we have a new segment. So stick around for that. We do have a new segment. Whoa, yes. Oh, yeah, still don't have the soundboard down. Let's go. All right. I'm not even going to try and get the right one. But that's okay. So stick around for the new segment, which is going to be a nice little addition to the show. Anyways, it's going to be another short one because it's just me. And quite frankly, I didn't have a lot of things to come up with to write down in my little journal of things to talk about. But there are a couple things that I think are going to be enjoyable in this episode. Once again, I don't know how much music analysis we'll be doing, but I'm going to try and do my best here. This is slowly just becoming me rambling on, but I got some good feedback from the last episode. So I got some good feedback, which is awesome. I'm so happy to hear that there's at least, one person that likes it. That's all I'm trying to do here. I do all this work just for one person, at least. Hopefully it becomes 2. It is more than 2. I'm just joking. Man, well, I'm happy. It's a Sunday night. Let's relax. Everybody relax. And let's wind down because tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow's a big day, whether you're watching this on Sunday or on Saturday. Whatever, or a Tuesday. You get the point. Tomorrow's a big day. So let's wind down, on this Sunday night and really just relax and just kind of talk about some music here and there, some news, and hopefully this will be a nice little wrap up to your weekend into the new week. And, as I filmed these not on a Sunday, so I don't really know what this weekend has in store for me, but I'm excited nonetheless. And that leads us into our first segment with music in the news. So music in the news, I think we got some good news here. Anyways, we got a lot more than usual, I think, more than the last episode. And I won't be able to go in depth in everything here, but I'm going to try my best, only because I'm not super educated in everything. But I did pull up some Google Chrome tabs to keep myself on top of things. So our first bit of information, it's just going to be a quick one. We got Billie Eilish's new album is going to be released on May 17th. Woo, yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. How do I stop this? How do I stop this noise? Why does it sound like that? Guys, I'm sorry. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Did I stop it? It's just slowly going away. You can still hear that? That's so funny. Okay. Anyways, soundboard issues. Billie Eilish has dropped a new album, and we're excited. And I should probably make sure I know what buttons are going on here. I think there's a way I can check to make sure. Yeah, okay, there's a way I can see which buttons are. Yeah. Okay, cool. Billie Eilish has got a new album. Billie Eilish has a new album May 17th. What's it going to be called? It's going to be called Hit Me Hard and Soft. So that's going to be her third studio album. And will it fall under the third album curse? You know, a lot of artists have a third album that curses them in terms of success. However, I know plenty of artists that have made their third album and it was some of their best. You know, so a lot of my favorite artists' third album was a huge, groundbreaking album for them. Anyways, I don't really know much about it, but I know it's going to be exciting, and I think there's some snippets of singles and stuff that are out, and people are excited, so that's good. Billie Eilish, she's got a phenomenal voice. I gotta say that. She is so talented. She did this Barbie movie song. Everybody knows it. Don't ask me. I'm not gonna try and do an impression, because, you know, I tried to do some song impressions the last episode, and this one I'm not gonna attempt. But we got that. Next bit of information. Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Do I have to really say a whole lot about that? I don't really know what's going on. All I know is Kendrick Lamar is a great rapper and Drake is a pop star. Whoa! Yeah. I don't care about beef. I heard somewhere, which this probably isn't true, I heard somewhere that they were making songs at each other and made like 3 back, like at each other in one day. Like somebody made a song and then Drake or Kendrick made a song and then like posted it in response. And then they did another one and they did like 3 back and forth in the same day. Are they in streaming services or did they just post like Instagram videos or YouTube videos? Because that's a big difference. If they did like Spotify singles and like stuff like 3 back to back in one day, like waiting, like responding to each other. If that's true, it's not true because you can't post songs to Spotify that quickly and Apple Music. But, you know, that's cool. Also, I know nothing about it, so I am probably... Am I doing a disservice to the feud? Yeah. But is it silly? Yeah. Because let's just be nice. Everybody should just be nice. I think that's a good motto is don't be mean. So Kendrick Lamar and Drake are in a feud, and I heard Drake used an AI Snoop Dogg voice and an AI Tupac voice in one of the songs. Hey, Snoop Dogg is still alive, Drake. Why don't you just call him? Maybe he didn't want to do a song. Maybe he did call him and he didn't want to do a song. Once again, I know nothing, but using an AI voice of somebody still alive is really weird, in my humble opinion. But that's also because I don't really like Drake's music. I'm sure he's a nice guy. You know, I see the TikTok videos, really funny. You know, Drake the type of guy to use an AI Snoop Dogg voice, right? So, anyways, young people memes. I'm going to move on to the next thing because that was, you know, too much rambling on one subject. We're already 9 minutes into this, so let's move on. Okay, this piece of news, I swear to God, I was Googling music news, like big music news for this episode, and I saw those 2 things. I swear this was the 3rd thing I saw at the top of the list of news for this week. Chuck E. Cheese is pulling the plug on Munch's make-believe animatronic band. No, what are we doing, guys? Apparently, I got the news article here. Apparently, it's due to the fact that kids are on their phones too much. So we're losing this huge band fronted by singers Chuck E. Cheese, Helen Henny, and Jasper T. Jowls, as well as Pasquale on the drums. So I think after this year, there's only going to be 2 Chuck E. Cheese spots with the animatronic band. I'm going to stop talking about this now. That's sad. Childhood memories gone. That's funny, though. That's funny that's the Billboard news article of the day. So, that was honestly the most interesting bit of information for me, that last bit right there. But let's move on to our final piece of news here. Dead & Company. Bam! Dead & Company. If you know me, you know I like the Grateful Dead. If you watch these episodes, you know I like the Grateful Dead. Let me point this microphone up a little bit more. I love the Grateful Dead. I've never seen the Grateful Dead. Why? I was born after they broke up. Rest in peace, Jerry Garcia. But Dead & Company has been a blessing to folks like me who are younger who can't see the Grateful Dead. If you don't know what Dead & Company is, it is basically a tribute band of the Grateful Dead with surviving members Mickey Hart on drums and Bob Weir on guitar and vocals, rhythm guitar, with some new folks. You got O'Teal Bridge on the bass. You got John Mayer on guitar and vocals. Big thanks to him for following the channel and supporting the account for years. Bam. Thanks. And you got Jeff Shemeni on keys and Jay Lane on drums. Wow, I did that all, and that was not very important information for some people. But they're starting off their Sphere run on, I want to say it's Thursday. I'm not ready for this podcast. Dead & Company Sphere dates. Oh, I wrote it down. I literally wrote it down. But anyways, let me just look at the proper list so I have it written down right. May 16th. May 16th they start, which this is being filmed before May 16th. And this will be uploaded after their first 3-day run, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of this week. So that's really exciting. Now, what's not cool at all, and hopefully they fold and revoke this decision. If anybody knows anything about the streaming service nugs.net, now, if you're into jam bands, if you're into live music, if you're into live streaming, music, concert footage, Nugs has had a partnership with the Dead & Company crew for as long as they've been around, 2015. This week, they all of a sudden decided to say, hey, I know we stream every single Dead & Company show, but for the Sphere runs, you're going to have to come in person. We're not going to live stream them. And I'm thinking, of all the things to not live stream, this is not the one you do that for, because not everybody's going to make it to Las Vegas. Foreign people in not America. Is that mean to say foreign? I don't know. It's 2024. Everything's mean. I just think I think people are a little upset because I am. I don't think I'm going to Vegas. I will say the tickets are very cheap, but I think that's why they're not live streaming it, because they can't sell these things out. So they're like, well, how do we get more people to actually buy tickets? Let's revoke the live streaming thing. By the way, you got to pay a subscription, monthly, yearly, whatever you choose, whatever plan, to have nugs.net. And I did it for that too. As well as, Billy Strings is on there. I've watched some of that. That's good. Pearl Jam, String Cheese, Incident, Goose. Love watching Goose on there. Goose is great. Why I don't talk about Goose enough. But it's really disappointing that they're not on Nugs, and I think they should go against that, and I think that that's sad. But I've been talking about this for a few minutes now, so I think that that's sad, but hopefully the Vegas run is cool. Fish was awesome. The visuals were great. I don't actually know if Dead & Company's going to be able to trump that experience, but they do have 24 dates instead of just 4 that Fish did. So similar to U2 doing a lot. But hopefully it's, highly anticipated after their final tour. So we'll see how that goes. But, guys, that was music in the news for the day. So now we're going to move straight into the next segment, because I've been taking a while to talk about music in the news. We're going to move on to the next segment, which is your favorite record of the week. So record of the week this week is Eric Clapton's Slow Hand. I just picked this album up, handed to me as a gift. And I'm a huge Eric Clapton fan, but I've never listened to this album all the way through. I've listened to the hits, which, the hits are Wonderful Tonight. Everybody knows that one. Cocaine. A lot of people know that one. And Lay Down Sally. A lot of people know that one. Those are Eric Clapton staples. Every fan knows those songs, and they're all like on side A of this record. I think this album is good for people that are into guitar or casual blues, or I think just not a party setting. I think Wind Down, Sunday Night is great. Like now, after this episode, listen to this album. I think it's also a great album to start getting into blues guitar and even rock music as a whole, or blues rock music as a whole. It's a good, easy listen. However, side B, as I said, side A has all the hits. Side A has all the hits as well as another track that I loved. Side B, I was ready for it to be over after the first track. It wasn't good. Now, that was only after one listen, so I'm going to go back, and I'm sure I will like it a little bit more, being more familiar. But side A is awesome. Please listen to it. I'm saying it right now, listen to it. More than any of the other albums we've talked about in this show, I think this one's one really worth listening to if you're even remotely into rock music. So, record of the week, I'd like to hear not only the hot takes, we got more hot takes, but I'm going to wait to do some hot takes until we have a huge abundance. So I've noticed that on Spotify, they let you type in responses. So if you're on the Spotify right now, you can go on the page that the podcast is on with like the push, play, skip, whatever. If you scroll down like where lyrics are on Spotify, it'll say like send in your hot takes or send in records or whatever. I want you to send in hot takes or music you want me to review and listen to for future record of the weeks. So that would be awesome. Thank you. Record of the week was Eric Clapton's Slow Hand. So, that now we've done those. I think we've done those two segments. Thank you. Every episode, and last episode we didn't do any new segments. So, I did mention a possible new segment in the last episode that I came up with on the fly. So, I don't know why the claps are stuttering. But we got a new one, and it's called Hidden Gems. So, yeah. Can we get some more claps? The Hidden Gems, folks. Let's get into it, right? So, Hidden Gems is going to be a very quick segment because we're going to be talking about, there's going to be a weekly album, a weekly artist, and a weekly song that, you guessed it, I consider hidden gems. They might not be hidden gems to everybody, but they're hidden gems to some people because not everybody knows everything. So I'm not going to really talk about these things. I'm just going to give you one album, one song, and one artist every week that we do this segment, and kind of just give you a recommendation. Like, if you like, then you'll like this hidden gem album. So, without further ado, let's get into hidden gems. And we're going to start off with a hidden gem song. So the song I decided to use as a hidden gem is Glad and Sorry by The Faces. Now, if you like Ooh La La by The Faces, then you will love Glad and Sorry by The Faces. You see how I'm doing this? Yeah, you do. So this is like slow, easy acoustic 70s Americana roots, rock and roll, Rod Stewart, If you like The Faces, ooh la la, I wish that I knew what I know now. Yeah, butchered that. You like Glad and Sorry. Glad and Sorry is a great song. So once again, easy acoustic 70s rock. Bam, listen to that. Our album that is a hidden gem is going to be Living in the Material World by George Harrison. I revisited this album, I want to say January of this past year. And I was like, where has this been all my life? It's been sitting in my record collection for years. And I don't know why. I must have listened to it once and then just like forgot about it. It's awesome. I think I talked about All Things Must Pass in episode 2. Yikes. I hope I did. Anyways, that's the more popular George Harrison album. George Harrison, of course, of the Beatles. So Living in the Material World is great. And it's got good songs on there. And once again, very easy, casual listening. There's some weird, like, psychedelic music at the end. You can skip that. That's fine. But the album is great because it has some really good songwriting, really emotional, like, wow, this is just cozy. Good for Sunday nights, which is when you're hopefully listening to this now. Just relax and listen to that album if you can, along with the record of the week. And for an artist, we're going to go in the 21st century for this one because I feel bad. I've been talking a lot about old music, and when I had Trey on the show, hey Trey, if you're listening, he was more of my new music guy, so I'm gonna try and dabble in that scene a little bit. Not saying I don't listen to new music, but I'm not as confident in the education of it and telling people about it. It's gonna be The Head and the Heart as our artist for our hidden gem. Now, some people are like, they're not a hidden gem. Listen, I guarantee you, there's a lot of people that are listening right now that are like, what? All 12 people that are listening to this. Head and Heart's great. They're great. I fell in love with their, I think it's their debut album. Their self-titled album, The Head and the Heart, is great. Of course, Rivers and Roads. Everybody knows that one's Rivers and Roads. I should not be singing these. Everybody knows Rivers and Roads from TikTok, probably. But the other songs, I fell in love with Lost in My Mind a couple of years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. And that whole album's great, so that could honestly be an album hidden gem. But The Head and the Heart is a great artist as a whole. They got great albums, great songs. And it's very coffee house, kind of sad. If you like Gregory Alan Nazakov, how do you spell that? How do you even pronounce it? How do you say it? If you like the Lumineers, if you like Bright Eyes, if you like Bon Iver, you're going to like The Head and the Heart. It's very granola. It's very folk pop. So Head and the Heart, they're going to take it for the hidden gems. Do you guys like hidden gems? Let's hear what you got to say. Let me know if you like it. Leave the little responses in the Spotify. Sorry for the YouTube listeners. I'm listening to you guys too. Comment in the YouTube box. All these things too. What do you think is a hidden gem? Have you heard of these guys? Let me know. Anyways, because I just want to know. I want to know. And I want to know what you guys want me to talk about. So I'm trying my best. Last week, I'm actually finding that I'm talking about music a lot here. But last week really wasn't about music. That's okay. So hidden gems, that's a segment, and I think that's a good segment because it's quick. I'm not going to go in depth. I'm not going to give specs. I'm not going to talk about songs on the albums and stuff, but I'm just going to, recommend. So hidden gems is great. I think last week I got the inspiration because I said I was listening to Hypnotized by Fleetwood Mac, which was like, I don't, once again, not a hidden gem for everybody, but I just discovered it like a few months ago. I was like, oh, I guess this one slipped right by me. Because it's not on Rumors, and, I thought that was a hidden gem of a song, so that's where I found the inspiration. Anyways, another short episode here, but we're going to move into the last segment, just straight into it, which, of course, is our favorite, the campfire. The campfire. I've been thinking of stories to talk about this whole week. And quite frankly, it's been a boring week. I Okay, it hasn't. I saw a lot of friends for the first time in months, which was awesome. I love seeing them. But you don't care about that. You don't care as a listener. I mean, some of them are listening, but anyways. I have one thing written down, and this is something that occurred to me. And I think it's funny. I think it's funny, right, guys? Why is it cutting out? That's funny. Okay. I just mentioned a second ago, if you caught it, that I do have a record collection, and it's quite big. And I've been uploading some album review videos on the TikTok page. Go follow. No, if you are listening, you know the TikTok page. Unless you come from Instagram. If you're from Instagram and then you found this podcast, you gotta follow the TikTok. The TikTok is where it's at. I gotta work on that Instagram, but anyways, I got a record collection, right? And I noticed that the needle on my turntable was dusty, and I was trying to figure out how to clean it. And then I went down a whole rabbit hole of like, oh, I should probably clean the vinyl records too, because that's what's putting the dirt on the needle. Wow, thank you for listening to this. I promise it gets better. Anyways, I'm thinking of how I can clean it. I'm trying so gently to like pull the dust off. It's probably not good. So I'm Googling on Amazon. I'm looking up on Amazon, like record cleaning kits. And like, they're not that expensive, but if there's a way to DIY something, I'm going to do it. So I look up in the YouTube search bin. I go record collection, clean. And before I get to clean, YouTube recommends the things that people search. I kid you not. After record collection, the first thing that comes up, this might not surprise people, but holy cow, it surprised me like crazy. It was record collection ASMR. Really hyper specific. Now, before I go into this more, if you don't know what ASMR is, I don't know what it stands for, but it's the act of watching videos and listening to people whisper into a microphone like this. And apparently it's really, really relaxing. And you probably can't really even hear me because my microphone isn't turned up all the way like that. But it's like whispering like this. And then they put their fingers on the thing and they go like this. Now, I'm doing ASMR right now, but I find it really weird. And if you don't like ASMR, then you hate what I just did, right? I've never really understood ASMR. Oh, but they grab things like here. I got this notebook right here. It actually is a record, so it's like, well, made from a record. I know. Is this a disservice to record collectors? I am a record collector, so whatever. But they're like, this is Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm doing ASMR right now. I need to stop. This is bad. This is terrible. So ASMR that's how I define it. That's how I define it. Whispering and like sensory. It's like audio sensory something. So I'm like so weirded out by this, but curious. So I click on it, and there's so many freaking videos and they're all super specific, by the way. It'll be like ASMR record collection with crinkle noises. What? With crinkle noises? Don't ever even type with crinkle noise. Don't do that. That's so weird. And then it'll be like ASMR record collection, grunge collection, or really diverse music taste, or male voice. And I'm like, guys, hey, my generation, hey, people that are in my generation, hey, 24 people that are into technology, we got to reconsider. We got to turn our phone off a little bit more maybe and just go listen to the records, not tap on them into a microphone. Because not only is that weird, the weirdest part, millions of views, and it doesn't make sense. However, I feel bad in the moment that I'm judging, and I do now for saying all this. So, this guy, we're going to watch one. We're going to watch one. Also, they say things 3 times. Californication. This is Californication. 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 God. So weird. So, I watch it. And I would react to one right now, but that's just weird. I'm not going to do that. I thought about it, but it's weird. And I already saw it once. I don't need to see it again. So I'm watching it, and it's like kind of intriguing me. They pull out albums that are like cool, like Grace by Jeff Buckley and Nevermind by Nirvana. I'm like, okay, what do you have to say about this in a whisper voice? And it makes everything so serious. Like, and here's the baby from Nevermind chasing a dollar bill on the front cover. And I'm like, tell me more. So anyways, I got through about half of it, and I was like, all right, I get it. I'm done now. You know, like, I don't get the tingles. I guess that's what it is. I don't get the tingles of ASMR, but I kind of get it, because I feel like sometimes in certain situations I do get that, but it's not intentionally. You know, like back scratchers. Hey, ASMR people into ASMR, just get a back scratcher. Or like those things you put on your head, like the whisk that goes like that. It's the same type of thing if you've never experienced anything with like that. It's so weird. It's so beyond me. And the story is so crazy and probably uninteresting by now because you get the point. But if you're curious about some sort of weird thing that you need to Google, like cleaning your record player, you might just find an ASMR subcategory of it. Maybe there's a Tune HQ